Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're looking into a case that shocked the nation back in 2017, the murder of Sydney Loofe.
Yeah.
And, looking at photos of Sydney, like her warmth, it really just shines through. She was 24 years old from Lincoln, Nebraska, and by all accounts, just someone who brought joy to everyone around her.
Yeah.
Someone who loved animals and being outdoors. And it's just heartbreaking to think that her life was cut short in such a brutal way.
It really is.
So we're going to be digging into the chilling details of her case. And I think what's really fascinating here is how it intersects with this whole world of online dating.
Yeah. And what's really unsettling is how it all began,
Right.
With just a seemingly ordinary date that was arranged through an app.
Exactly.
And that kind of seemingly harmless act, unfortunately, just triggered this whole chain of events with really devastating consequences.
Right. It all started when Sydney met a woman named Bailey Boswell online. They hit it off, went on a first date, and then decided to meet up again on November 15th, 2017.
Right.
Everything seemed normal. But when Sydney didn't show up for work the next day, her family and friends knew something was terribly wrong.
Of course. Yeah. You can imagine that initial confusion quickly spiraling into a frantic search for Sydney.
Yeah.
Days turned into weeks. Hope began to fade with each passing hour.
Right.
And then came the devastating discovery of her remains.
Oh, gosh.
Scattered in garbage bags across these rural fields in Nebraska. It was a truly horrific scene, and made even more shocking by the contrast with Sydney's vibrant personality.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what went wrong.
Absolutely.
How could a date turn so tragically wrong?
Right.
And as investigators started piecing together the puzzle, their attention quickly focused on Bailey Boswell and her boyfriend, Aubrey Trail.
Exactly. It's like, imagine you're the detective on this case. You start digging into Boswell and Trail's backgrounds, and almost immediately red flags start popping up everywhere. I mean, they were even posting videos online denying any involvement.
Oh, wow.
Which, let's be honest, that only made them look more suspicious.
Right.
But then investigators uncovered something truly chilling.
Okay.
Evidence that pointed to premeditation.
Wait, are you saying this wasn't a random act of violence? Like this was planned all along?
That's exactly what the evidence suggests.
Wow.
Trail and Boswell had purchased tools and materials that could be used in a crime, before Sydney even disappeared. So it paints a very disturbing picture, one that suggests a level of calculation that's frankly terrifying.
Yeah, it's just bone-chilling.
Right.
This case takes a whole new dimension, knowing it wasn't some spur-of-the-moment act.
Yeah.
So what happened next? How did the trial unfold?
Well, the trial itself was a media spectacle, full of dramatic twists and turns,
Right.
conflicting stories, and just shocking revelations. Trail actually confessed to the killing.
Really?
But in this bizarre attempt to deflect blame, he tried to portray Boswell as the mastermind behind it all.
So he was basically saying, I did it, but she made me.
Exactly.
Oh, my God.
But the jury didn't buy it. Both Trail and Boswell were ultimately convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy. The evidence against them was just overwhelming, like a mountain of incriminating details. And this verdict really underscored the gravity of their actions and the level of planning that went into Sydney's tragic death.
It's hard to fathom the level of cruelty involved here. Justice was served. But the impact of this case, it goes far beyond the courtroom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sydney's death sent shockwaves through the online dating community.
It really did. This case triggered a nationwide conversation about online dating safety.
Yeah.
It forced people to confront the potential dangers lurking within these platforms.
Right.
And it sparked calls for greater caution awareness and even better safety measures within the apps themselves.
Sydney's story is a stark reminder that while online dating offers these amazing opportunities for connection, it also comes with inherent risks.
Right.
It's a reminder that we need to be vigilant to trust our instincts.
Yeah.
And to take precautions to protect ourselves.
Absolutely. And in the midst of this tragedy, Sydney's family and community have shown incredible strength. They've channeled their grief into advocacy, raising awareness about online dating safety, and ensuring that Sydney's story serves as a cautionary tale for others.
Their efforts are truly inspiring. They've turned their pain into a force for positive change. So what does this all mean for us? We've delved into the darkest corners of this case, but it leaves us with this critical question.
What's that?
How do we balance the desire for connection through online platforms with the very real need for personal safety?
That's the question we all need to grapple with.
Yeah.
Think about your own online interactions, the precautions you take, and the potential risks involved. What steps can you take to protect yourself while still embracing the possibilities of online connection? Sydney's case is a stark reminder that vigilance and awareness are paramount in navigating the digital world.
Absolutely. And on that note, thank you all for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.